Hello everybody, welcome back. You'll notice that this time I do not have Masjien open. That is because today I'm going to be showing you how to make robots in a separate IDE from the game's IDE itself. Because that thing it's still, a work in process. Give me credit. I made an IDE. It's quite difficult for me. So I'm going to show you how to do stuff outside of IDE. So I'm going to open BlueJ. This is a very, very basic IDE. You can use any single one you want. It doesn't matter. It'll always work the same. You'll notice I've got something here called Robot Factory. That's because I was doing a lot of testing and stuff at one point. So anyway, you can ignore that. I'm going to create a new project. Let's call this, I don't know, our first robot. Cool. I'm going to close that. You see this source folder, you see that robot abstract thing? I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm going to drag that over, and you see, because this is in here now, that's what we need to program this robot in our game. Let me digress. I'm going to create a new class. This is going to be our robot. Let's call it, I don't know, BenSpot. Call it whatever you want. You can call it BenSpot if you want. If your name's Ben, good job on the good name. I'm going to open this, and I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a public class. I have to call it the same name as that, BenSpot, and I'm going to extends that abstract. So I'm going to say robot abstract. Remember, because I'm getting all that thing's stuff. And then I'm just going to go down here. If I compile, it'll say that I have an issue. The reason for that is because it wants this update bot method. Let's quickly go into here. You'll notice something interesting about all these methods. Obviously, I'm not going to make you sit through reading all this thing, but I'll just point out the interesting thing, is that this is the only method that has that little phrase over there, abstract, this update bot over here. And what that means is that we kind of have to fill in the blanks for that method in our own robot. So I'm going to say, you see what that's called? Public void update bot. I can leave out that abstract bit. So I'm going to say public void update bot. Okay, let's compile that, and you'll see it's happy. Why do I need this? Because this is what the game looks for. This is the thing that's going to run your game. If you're familiar with driver methods and things, that's kind of what this is. This is the thing that gets called every step along the way in the game and does all the checks and things that you want to do. So let's make a little interesting basic robot. I don't know. What we're going to do is let's just make a robot that does the running left and right thing that we did last time with the block editor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep this open to the side so that we can kind of have something to refer back to. And let's get started. Let's drag that over there. Cool. So how are we going to do this? Let's start with our variables. What did we do last time? We said if my x was greater than the enemy's x, right? Well, let's look at the variables we have over here. And there's an x over there, and there's an x, and there's a y over there, and an enemy x and an enemy y. But I'm not 100% sure if this is my x or this is my y. So let's scroll up a bit. And we can see over here that this says x is equal to the robot's current x. All of this stuff is being heavily commented, so if you ever feel confused about how any of these things are being used, please do just jump inside here and read the stuff from here. So I'm going to say if my x, and these brackets are quite important, I'm going to say if my x is greater than the enemy's x, I can close that bracket. And now I'm going to add these little squiggly brackets, one for opening, one for close. This is just saying like what to do if this condition is true. I'm then going to say, well, what did we say last time? If my x is greater than the enemy's x, what should I do? I should run left, correct? So let's look down here. There's a run left method. So let's call that run left, brackets, and then compile. And it's happy. I'm then just going to kind of copy this, switch these things around. So I just want to check the kind of for running the other way, because we don't know if our robot should run the other way yet. And I'm just going to change this to run right. Compile. Cool stuff. This thing will start running now. But can you notice what's different about this robot compared to when we were doing with the block editor? That is correct. We're not checking currently if the robot is running. So we now have to add that little check. So I'm just going to put some space here, so you can ignore these things for now. And I'm going to say, not is running. And what that's basically saying, this symbol is not like we did last time. So I'm saying, so this will tell you if it's running and not gives you kind of like the opposite of that. So I'm saying if my robot's not running, and this is the symbol for and, like we did in the block editor, the x is greater than the enemy x, then it should run left. After that, it's not going to do this check again because the robot's already running, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to copy this same thing to over there, compile, and cool, that's our little robot. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to copy that class. So let's go down to wherever your workplace is for that IDE you were working in. And you can see that it's somewhere around here. This is maddening. I can't remember where I created this. Sorry, I'm just going to create a new project quickly to see where that folder is. Oh, I made it inside that robot workplace thing. Apologies. So cool. So there is our first robot. Is that what we called it? No, we called it Ben's bot, didn't we? This is going crazy. There we go. There's my robot. Sorry, I had trouble finding it. Let's just make sure that this is Ben's bot just to be 100%. And no, that's not our robot. Well, this is just the darndest thing. Where did I put that robot? Maybe this is it. Yes, this is our robot. Awesome, guys. We finally found it. That's the first part of making our robot, is making sure you know where it's being put. Cool. So that's the kind of, you can think of that as a source file that we saw over there in an earlier video. And then if we look at robot.class, that is the thing that gets compiled. So all we have to do is copy this to over there. And how cool is that? That's done. That's our robot completed. So you can now kind of understand what I was talking about earlier when I said all you have to do is kind of carry this around in a flash drive. You can just pop it into a friend's robots folder, and then they have your robot. You can battle your robots against each other, which is such a cool concept. So anyway, this did I copy the right thing? I think I copied robot abstract by accident. That's bad. I should copy Ben's bot. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of that because that's not important here. And now let's run our game. So I'm going to run machine. And you will see Ben's bot now pops up in the game over here. There's Ben's bot. And now let's see what these bots do. What they should do is just run to the other side of the map. So if we start, here are our two bots. They should both run the opposite directions. And how cool is that? They do what we want them to do. They can't jump over swords or anything yet, but they can run in a different direction, which is fantastic. One last thing that I would like to note before I finish off this video today, and I guess I'll just let them finish this match, is that for any additional stuff that you want to know how to do things, you don't have to wait to watch my videos on how to do them. If I open here, I've provided example robots. If you go to average bot, this average bot, I call them average bot and harder bot in terms of difficulty of programming, not in terms of actually how skilled they are in the game. Because I have found that average bot seems to win slightly more than harder bot. This bot has stuff for checking if it should jump or not over saws, and you can see that I've commented quite a bit, so you can go through and read about how that works, or you can go to harder bot. This harder bot just has a bit more functionality where it's just checking if there's a rocket and if it should jump over that rocket. So you can check that stuff out. Anyway, cool stuff. Peace, guys.